Come on. There we go. Right, so it's finally working. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ireland versus Australia. The final match in what has been a pretty blockbuster weekend of rugby. And I think this is going to be a goodie, actually. And some late team news with Johnny Sexton withdrawing from the side. A late change there. As a result, Jack Crowley will start at 10 for Ireland. So, and that's pretty big because Johnny Sexton, basically, like, Ireland just don't lose when he's playing. So to lose him is a pretty big blow to Irish. But Crowley's a good operator, and we'll have to wait and see what he can bring tonight. But certainly has all the talent. So if we look at the two sides in the Irish, Andrew Porter, Dan Shear, and Tyke Furlong, Tyke Byrne, James Ryan, Peter O'Mahony will captain the side. Josh van der Vliet and Caelan Doris is the pack. Whilst the backline is Jamison Gibson Park, Jack Crowley, Jimmy O'Brien, Stuart McCloskey, Gary Ringrose, Matt Hansen, and Hugo Keenan. Off the bench for the Irish, Rob Herring, Cian Healy, Finlay Bealham, Joe McCarthy, Jack Conan, Craig Casey, Ross Byrne, and Bundy Aki. Right, we do a kickoff underway. Australia playing left to right. Ireland receiving the kickoff there. I think it was an early touch there for Caelan Doris. And Gibson Park lifting it high in the air. And Jimmy O'Brien will give chase, but it's a very nice take out the air from Andrew Kellaway in the 15 jersey this night for Australia. Nick White lifting high in the air. And gives a puck underneath it, but it just should... oh, he spills it, though. And a knock-on advantage, I think. Yeah, knock-on advantage. So we had early set PCO. So we look at Australia. James Slipper, Dave Parecki, Alan Alatoa in the front row. So Slipper back, Nick Frost, Cameron Neville, back to the usual... second row, and in the back row, you've got Jed Holloway, Marco Hooper, and Rob Valentini. Nick White into the starting lineup, as is Bernard Foley, Tom Wright, Hunter Basami, Len Ikitau, Mark Nawakara Teresa, and Andrew Kellaway completing the side there. For Fainga, Tom Robertson, Tania Tupou off the bench, Will Skelton, Pete Samu, Jake Gordon, Noah Alessio, and Jordan Pataya completing the Aussie team there. So yeah, we've got a poll running in the comments, so let me know what you guys think, who you guys are backing, what are you guys supporting. Australia heavier, but that Ireland front row is very, very capable. So pre-engaged. So yeah, we're gonna have a reset. And yeah, the last game of the evening, of the day, has been what a day it's been. We've seen a dramatic draw between England and New Zealand. We saw an upset between Wales and Georgia. We saw Scotland hammer Argentina. We saw South Africa hammer Italy. Do we have any more final sort of plot twists in today's script? We're going to find out, aren't we? We're going to find out. Now, off the back of for Australia, this is good work for them. Nick White pops it up. Right, so go back for the penalty, and that's the opportunity for Australia to get the scoreboard going. So Pasami now got down and receiving some treatment. This could be a pretty early blow if he does have to go off. Doesn't look very happy, so problems rising. Peter O'Mahony stepping into the captaincy shoes with the late withdrawal of Johnny Sexton. So he will captain Ireland tonight. Johnny Sexton watching on from the coach or the player's box. So I think Basami will try and continue. Doesn't look very happy though, so wouldn't be surprised if we do see that change. Going to restart with a re-kick apparently, and I don't think Basami is going to be on for much longer, by the way. Is he limping off? No, he's not. He can't continue. He's trying to run it off, and he's not. He's battling. He's battling. I think he's walking off yet. I think we will see an early substitution. Not the start that Australia would have liked it, and I think Jordan Bataille is going to get a long run on than he banked on. Nope, now he's decided he's going to play. I don't see him lasting very long. Right, Nick White to Jed Holloway. That's a really good carry. And Australia on the Irish doorstep all of a sudden. Nick White going to Pasami. Pasami to Bernard Foley. Very good defensive reader by Gary Ringrose. He makes the tackle. Nick White to Rob Valentini. Good carry also from Australia. Nick White to his captain, James Slipper. Now Nick White's in half a gap. Is he through? He's over. He is over. Oh, that is dreadful defense. Nick White, one of the most hated men in South Africa, does go for the first try. Perfect start for Australia. Nightmare start for Ireland. And, yeah, listen, I think... well, we're gonna have a look here. Neck roll by Australia too. So could this be ruled out because of foul play by Dave Parecki? I mean, that's so frustrating. You got to score a cool try, and you're like, cool, that's good, good start, perfect, like lads. And like, no, well, actually, there could have been some foul play, so we might actually have to reverse this. Right, what's going on here? I don't think the try's gonna stand here. I think this could be an Irish penalty. He's got Josh van der Fleer around the neck. Disallow the try, no try. Yep, and there goes Hunter Basami. You could see he couldn't continue. I mean, really, he tried to run it out, and it's just, come on, mate. You know, he's never going to be able to continue like that. So it is a penalty for Ireland. And Crying does found touch, so a bit of a jail free card because, yeah, it wasn't their best defensive effort, and Nick White had looked to punish them. So 22 years old, Jack Crowley. What an occasion for him to play against Australia in the Aviva Stadium. You got Ross Byrne, who's like the URC specialist on the bench. 27-year-old Leinster fly half who plays a lot of rugby because Johnny Sexton doesn't play as much as he usually does, or used to anyway. Josh van der Fleer breaks with the back of them more. They're bringing Caelan Doris, goes inside, outside, brought down by Alan Alatoa and Rob Valentini. Now Jefferson Gibson Park goes to the boot, and it's a pretty big tackle on him from Michael Hooper. Really good pressure from Mac Hansen. Now Kanitawasi is under a lot of pressure, and Ireland winning the penalty as well. That's a brilliant piece of play there. It's a good kick. It's a good chase. Good pressure. Ty Byrne winning the penalty as well. The question is Jamison Gibson Park up and about, or is he still having a bit of a scuffle with Michael Hooper, who really looked to try and nail the Irish scrum off? He is there, though. And Crowley once again will find touch, this time further down the field as Ireland build towards the Australian touchline. What a chase here it is for Mac Hansen, just working so hard. And then Ty Byrne over that guy in the flash. He's such a good player, Tyburn. I mean, he's one of my favorite international players. And he's just absolutely brilliant. Doris takes it, Gibson Park. Flat ball to Matt Hansen, bringing in it's McCluskey. He was pretty upright, but eventually does manage to get his knees to the ground. And we'll have to release this. But it's been ripped away. Still with Ireland, though. Gibson Park goes to Tyburn. Tyburn steps on the inside. Messy ball, but to Dan Sheehan, a nominee for World Breakthrough Player of the Year. Gibson Park, inside ball. Oh, Porter, that's a huge carry. He's still going. Brilliant carry that from Andrew Porter. Now Gibson Park to Peter O'Mahony, his captain for the evening. Now going towards the left-hand side. James Ryan. Crowley thought about giving it away, then went himself. Finding a few meters. Quick ball for Gibson Park. Ringrose puts his head down, makes a few meters. Now James Ryan, Kalen Doris. Met by his opposite number, and they're falling right in front of Michael Hooper, and that is Michael Hooper's bread and butter. He has turned it over. Jordan Bataille gets his first touch of the game. And Nick White under a lot of pressure at the ruck, but it's a very good turnover there from Australia. And they won't find touch. Goes straight down the throat of Jimmy O'Brien. He sees a bit of space down the right side, and he's running towards it. He's trying to get on the outside. Brings in Mac Hansen. Mac Hansen's got space in front of him. Mac Hansen puts it to the boot. Pops that up towards Tom Wright. Tom Wright under a lot of pressure there. Peter O'Mahony trying to get involved. So Australia just scrambling, but they've scrambled well so far. Now Nick White pops it up. We'll probably create a bit of a better angle, and then he'll try and find a decent kick here, and they'll exit Australia. And there comes the clearance. Right, and that is a good opportunity for us to say, if you guys want to win a free bet, you can go and get your predictions in and win a free bet courtesy of BetCoza. Here is the link. Go out and check over there. I want to get you all guys' predictions in there. Predict and win. Why is it not typing? Typey. Predict and win. Right. Good there. Dan Sheehan bringing in McCluskey. Very nice tackle on him, though. Not making any meters this time. Gibson Park wants a quick ball, but very messy, and it's penalty for not rolling away. It's pretty poor by Cameron Neville because he's trying to disrupt the ruck whilst Michael Alatoa is sitting at the bottom of it and can't move. So he's only going to result in one thing there, which is a penalty against Australia. So Ireland, question time now. This is very kickable. I reckon they probably will look to take the points. Right, so here comes Crowley's first attempt at goal to get his tally for the match going and to open up the scoring for both sides. For either side, rather. Yep, good strike. No issues there. Ireland get the first points of the game. They go 3-0 up after 10 minutes, and a very good passage of play as well. Very much getting on the front foot as Johnny Sexton nominated for World Player of the Year. It'll be announced tomorrow evening. Watchalong, not available, was ruled out through injury for tonight. Was a late withdrawal there. Right, now Tyburn is... Oh, yeah, Jordan Bataille's got underneath that. But I'd say it looked like Tyburn had gotten that one wrong. And Australia find possession now. Alatoa pops it up to James Slipper. And a penalty for around the neck. I think it's a dangerous clean out. That's the second time Australia have been penalised for that as well. So James Slipper not happy, but that's the second time that Australia have been in a very good position. Well, I mean, the first one was a try, but just undoing some good work with a poor decision. And James Slipper's called it a cut on his ear. So he's going to need to have that seen too. I'm going to close the poll there. 111 people have voted. 65%. I think it was 65. Yeah, 64% reckon Ireland are going to win. 30% back in Australia. 4% for the draw. Tyburn taps down to Jamison Gibson Park. Crowley, McCloskey once again used as the crash ball. A strong carry for him. The ball's popped out. Turnover ball. Good hands there by Adelaide Turner to gather. So Australia turned over. Now Nick White going to the boot, spotting a bit of space in behind. Jimmy O'Brien is the retreating. He's got a useful boot in him as well. And he does find touch to Jimmy O'Brien. Not his best touch finder, but it's not terrible. Just shy of the 10-meter line. So get away with that. But Ireland have won it back. Gibson Park going to the boot this time. And the return there from Australia from Bataya. So territory grade for Ireland is 27.8 meters. Right, Dan Sheehan, nominated for World Breakthrough Player of the Year alongside Mac Hansen. Good take from Ty Byrne, looking to set up the more here. Looks pretty well set, but Australia also doing quite well, but now it's sort of sprinting towards the right-hand side. And Gibson Park has left the ball behind, but backwards is the call. McCloskey now trying to get out back on the front foot. It's a strong leg drive from him. Good start so far from the inside centre. Slow ball here for Gibson Park. Once again going to the boots, spotted a bit of space on the right-hand side, and the ball's going to just bounce out. That's a very intelligent kick from Jamison Gibson Park. Saw the space, executed to perfection. They take it quickly though, but the referee says, no, nice try, boys. Nice try, lads. Not happening. Louis, congrats to you on the 20k side. Thank you very much. The next thing is 23k. So we move. We're not going to settle. 22 is nice, but I think 25 at the end of the year, that's where I'd really like to be. Like, that's got a nice ring to it. Oh, a bit of a messy line out there. Straight under pressure. There's a knock-on advantage, though. So we will have a scrum for Australia. Ireland competing at the line. Ty Byrne getting his hand up there. Nick White as moustache, not particularly impressed. So it was Peter Marnie actually who went up there. So I think Nick White's trying to make the argument that he was taken out in the air. Yeah, I think he's, to be fair to Nick White, I think he was taken out in the air actually by Ty Byrne, because he went up to claim the basic restart. But at this stage, we'll restart with a scrum. No, so that's been converted to a penalty. So Bernard Foley will now kick Australia out of their side of their 22. Yeah, he released them, so there's no malice or anything in that. But yeah, Australia, early substitution, Jordan Batai to the park, wouldn't have been part of the plan. Bit of a weird line up there, but Australia do win it, and Hooper goes to Nick White, standing at the in the fly-off channel. High ball there, tested for Mac Hansen. Good take from him. Needs a bit of support because it's a big... the ball eventually is presented by Mac Hansen. Gibson Park digging for it. Goes down the short side to Ty Byrne. He's got Peter O'Mahony for company. It's available for Gibson Park. Goes to Porter. Strong carry from the Irish loosehead. And disrupting that ruck, putting a lot of good hard yards in. Now Gibson Park, we're asking for a couple of blockers. Gibson Park lifts it high in the air. Will be contestable. Mac Hansen's after it. Bernard Foley hit hard by Mac Hansen, but Rod Valentini, they're trying to drive him out, but he does very well to stay in field. And I think it's a penalty advantage as well, but I think a high tackle is the call. Now Slipper, a strong carry there. Nick White sniping down the left-hand side, bringing in Bernard Foley, brings in Rod Valentini. But good defense so far from Ireland, and they are going to go to the penalty. And I think it's for a high tackle, I assume. Yep, high tackle is the call. Yeah, and it's just Peter O'Mahony coming in there and going high on Bernard Foley. So discipline from both camps probably just need to improve a little bit in the early stages. Well, they go short to Michael Hooper. It's very well read. It's a very good tackle by Jamison Gibson Park. Now Jed Holloway met in the tackle by Josh van der Vlier. Kellen Doris trying to rip that ball. It is available though for Nick White. Ikatar now hit hard in the tackle. Ball comes loose. Nick White and Kellen Doris pounced on it, and it's a knock-on. It's a turnover ball. Josh van der Vlier comes away with it. Also nominated for Player of the Year. Gibson Park goes back to Mac Hansen. Mac Hansen's kick is kicked is chased. Kicked. Oh no, it's advantage over. They're gonna have to come back. I was about to say. His kick was charged down, and they're gonna go back for the scrum. And then all of a sudden they almost kept playing. Yeah, really good work there by Caleb Doris to catch at Nick White. Yeah, so in a brace is Antipasami on the side of the field. Looks like that's his tour finished. Weird to have a brace when it looked like an ankle issue. Or brace like that. I don't know how it really helps. Pretty solid scrum here. Gibson Park thought about going down the blind side, then he goes towards the left. Crowley kicks deep, and Tom Wright's underneath it. What's Wright going to do? He's looking to run it on the left-hand side here. Going himself. He's been reeled in by Jimmy O'Brien. He goes back over the ball, slowing the ball down. Slow ball here for Nick White. Solid carry there from Nick Frost. Now Bernard Foley looking for the look at the chip over top. And that's really well done by Hugh Keenan. Was almost caught out, but had the pace to get there in time. Gibson Park spotting a bit of space down the side there. Going to Ty Byrne. Now Gibson Park goes to Hansen. Hansen to McCloskey, who just sort of takes the hit and goes down. Not too much going on at the moment for Ireland, so somebody needs to go in the advantage line. Peter O'Mahony hit hard in the tackle though, and I think we're going to see, we're going to see Gibson Park go to the boot, or are we going to see Crowley into the pocket? No, so that comes another blocker, so it will be Gibson Park. Lifted high in the air, it will be contestable. Jimmy O'Brien is underneath it, and it's kind of slapped by Australia, but it comes to force to Caelan Doris. And a penalty to Australia, and I assume that must be for offsides. 8 green offside. So Kalen Doris, the man penalised there. Well, Bernard Furley's going to have a pop at the goals here. So Australia looking to get their first points of the evening. Yeah, and Gibson Park just rushing the kick after that ball did pop out. Okay, so it's because it came off Jimmy O'Brien. It's good. It's good work there by Hugo Keenan earlier to get across there and take that ball on the slide. But yeah, I mean, they're busy talking about now. Australia on a 5-match tour. It's pretty unprecedented, really. Right, predicted kick success is 80%, historical success rate is 75%. Bernard Furley is a quality goal kicker, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he slots this without little to no issue. And having said that, that's horrible. That is horrible. Slice to the right. That's not a good kick from Bernard Furley. You won't want to watch the highlights of that because that was really poor. Right, so the score remain at 3-0 in favour of Ireland. Not a good attempt there from... yeah, Bernard Furley, I think, left a lot to be desired with that attempted goal. But Crowley with the restart, going deep towards the left-hand side. And it's right again underneath it. Brings in Rob Valentini, who runs into his opposite number, as well as James Ryan. James Ryan dragging it back a few yards. So slow ball here for Nick White. Pops it and wrapping around as Nick White. Then goes to Bernard Furley. Bernard Furley, not too many options. And Gary Ringrose is actually... it's a 13 not rolling, but except... I think that if I was Ireland, I'd argue that he actually had the ball going into the tackle. I want to look at this again, because I'm pretty sure Ringrose actually had the ball going into this. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he ripped it. I want to see a replay of this. Because it almost looked like Gary Ringrose actually had the ball in the ground. Yeah. He's got the ball. Yeah, I think that's very harsh. I mean, why must he roll away if he goes down with the ground? He had the ball. I think if Australia scored from here, I think Andy Farrell will be feeling quite hard done by. It's a good lineup though. Nick White popping up to Rob Valentini. Crowley was trying to go for the ball there. Nick White to Parecki. Now James Slipper from deep there. Strong carry from him. Andrew Kellaway. Jordan Bataille as well, helping out there. Nick White back on the inside. Slipper just sort of ducking his head down, taking contact. Alatoa. Slow ball once again. Nick White going to... I think it looks like Len Ikitau. Now right. McCloskey trying to get over that ball, but being told to leave it. Now Frost. Good phase play here. This is the 9th phase for Australia. Good hands, good hands. Oh, and the ball just gets kicked out. The ball that just dropped at the feet of Ikitau. He wasn't expecting it, and he just kicks it out. So it will be an Ireland line out. Probably justice that they don't. Nothing of that really came from that, as I don't think it was the wrong decision. I do think Ireland were unjustly penalised for not running away in an instance where I don't think they had to, or shouldn't have been expected to. How many peanuts did this red want to give Australia? This should be Ireland's ball. Yeah, listen, it wasn't his best call. To be fair, I just don't think he saw that Gary Ringrose had the ball. So I think Gary Ringrose then said to me, "But I had the ball." And the ref's going to be like, "Well, I didn't think so. Yeah, I did." So I suppose you only ref what you see. But do you think he was hard done by? At the end of the day, yeah. I mean, like what we see is very different to what the referee sees. Right, so it sounds like a change. So Flau Inga's on. Pereki, I think, has gone for an HIA. So it's another early change for Australia. 2 players off the bench already. Bit of a drinks break here. Do. Right, so Pereki is up and will leave the park for an HIA. Oh, he's hanging around now, though. So I think Fainga is leaving the park. What's going on here, lads? He looks like he's ready to play, but Pereki's still in the park. I mean, I don't know what that woman who's supposed to be the medic's doing, but she's just staring very blankly around her. Can somebody make a decision? Like, what's going on here? He is leaving the field for an HIA. So it'll be an island line out when we do resume. James Ryan, the obvious target. She does go to James, right? Gibson Park giving a flat to Doris. Very, very strong carry from him. Now Gibson Park back to Jimmy O'Brien's, but that left boot of his will not find touch. Jordan Bataille goes inside to right. Right side to go down to the right-hand side. Back to Bataille. Bataille's through. He's eventually brought down by Dan Sheehan. It's a desperate tackle by him. It gets up and slows the ball down. Somebody's lost a boot as well. Now Bataille is everywhere. Oak's lost a boot. Now he's lost his footing. Not surprising that those two are definitely correlated. Toa now getting the front foot here. Australia very much parked inside island territory at the moment. Now White to Slipper. Good work from the Australian captain there. Now Valentini getting the offload from Hooper. This is really good pace play once again from Australia. Inside ball. Bernard Foley making a few meters. And under a lot of pressure here. Tom Wright. I'm not sure that was the right option. It's like 2 on about 10 there, so not quite sure why they went downside yet. Karen Neville. White to Alato. Good defense here from Ireland. But good ball retention as well from Australia. Inside ball from Nick White. Oh, it's a huge hit from Andrew Porter. Now Jed Holloway. Brought down. 13 phases. 13 phases. There's 2 boots going. Somebody else has lost a boot now. Yeah, James Ryan's busy operating with, I think it's actually Caden Doris, who's actually operating without a boot as well. Jordan Bataille as well, lost his earlier. 16 phases. Now, this is a bit better. Ikatal, not too much on, so gets away from Ringrose. But not Dan Sheehan. 17 phases now. Valentini. I mean, this is pretty impressive defending, must be said. James Slipper. Pick up and go now from Nawikanasi. Now Nick White. Long ball over the top. Matt Katz got work to do. Good ball. Good passing from Ikatal, but now Valentini. 20 phases. Still got the ball. Michael Hooper eventually arriving and acting a scrum off. Going to Bernard Foley. Gives it up to James Slipper. I mean, you got to give Ireland credit for the defending here. Goodness me, they've parked about. And has Kevin Doyle? He has. He's won the penalty. That is an absolutely epic period for Ireland. 21 phases. And bang, bang. James Slipper not impressed with the calls, yeah, and being told to reel it in. Yeah, I mean that's epic from Ireland to go 21 phases, basically not give away any inches, not give away any position. Yeah, neck roll there coming from Ikatai. It's the third one, by the way. I mean, they've got to be entering card territory here. That's 3 neck rolls from Australia we've seen penalised in the first half an hour. Come now, come now. Ireland already made 91 tackles, by the way. Get us saying, are you 100%? Like the video, people. Almost 200 people watching, 29 likes. It's pretty poor. Should we get that over 50 likes? I would say that's big from Ireland. Yeah, I think that's a massive mental victory to withstand that kind of onslaught. And again, as I said, it's not even like they made any field position. Australia just weren't going anywhere. But there is a change here for Ireland. Joe McCarthy's coming on, trying to work out who's coming on for. Well, James Rice still on, and Ty Burns still on. So let's imagine somebody in the loose trio. No, back he goes. And I think it was supposed to be his debut, by the way. I'm pretty sure he's on debut. We got Peter Marnie at the front of the line out. Good win there by the Irish captain. Sheehan wants the call. Sheehan needs to get this to Jamison Gibson Park. And he does so. McCloskey to Crowley. To Ringrose. Keenan out to O'Brien. O'Brien chips ahead with that left boot. And Tom Wright is backpedaling. Gives it inside. This is brave from Australia. Looking to try and run it out. And Tom Wright says, well, he's bought that a little bit. And now there's a bit of extras going on here. Dan Sheehan's laughing at a couple of people. There's a scrum cap being pulled. This is all getting a little bit nasty, actually. Bloody Australians. Peter and James Slip are both going to be addressed, I think, for discipline of the issue. Yeah, basically it's a warning for both teams. Any other high tackles, anything like that, and there will be a card coming out. And I'm surprised it's actually taken them so long to get to the stage, especially when you look at Australia, because they've had 3 neck rolls so far in this game. And then just higher there from Doris. So penalty for Australia. Bernard Foley with the ball in hand. Yeah, so yeah, but warnings to both teams. Any other high tackles, any more of that, and one of the teams will be losing a player to the bin. It's a good take. An advantage of taking the man out in the air as well. So penalty advantage here for Australia. Nick White does use it. Goes to Ikatar. Long pass out from Foley towards Rice. Steps aside of Hansen. Now we need Tanasi as well. It's a very good run from him. Bernard Foley. And Ty Burns. It's a very good turnover. They're going to go back for the penalty advantage they had from the line-out. Good defense so far from Ireland. You kind of cut out the silly areas. I mean, like this, the line-out, for example, that's avoidable. high tackles and stuff like that. But generally, the defense of Ireland and the scramble defense has been very impressive. Australia with a lot of possession at the moment, but not getting much reward. Yeah, we're almost up to 50 likes, people, so I appreciate it. Please do keep smashing the like for the video to get as many people into the stream as possible. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Let's finish strong here, people. Ah, bless me. Yeah, sorry about that. Right, so penalties to Australia, and they find touch halfway between the 10-meter and the 22, so good attacking opportunity here. I mean, Ireland just had no ball in this half. No ball whatsoever. But their defense has been very impressive. So a big defensive effort here from Ireland. Ryan looking to contest once again. Does go up, but misses out. And Michael Hooper once again goes to Nick White. Valentini in the midfield. Big tackle there by Doris. And McCloskey. McCloskey getting an extended run after a promising start to his international career. Well, restart almost. Long pass out with Nick White with penalty advantage. Nick Frost finds himself down the touchline, steps inside. Jamison Gibson Park gets inside the 22. Now to Slipper. Now Bernard Foley puts it high in the air. Cross kick towards. And Mac Hansen goes up. Australia do regather. That's a really good ball back inside to Jordan Bataya. Now Nick White. To Rob Valentini. Now Kellaway getting involved in the action. And Latour. Towards the left. Strong carry there from Jed Holloway. Now Nick White looking to go back towards the right hand side. Nick Frost giving it to Ikatau, who's knocked it on. So advantage for the knock on. Ireland turnover ball. No way as Tyke Furlong just put it on the left boot and thumped it away. What more can he? What can't he do? What can't he do? But now Australia looking to build from deep, but Andrew Porter up to make the tackle on Bernard Foley. Now it's out of the course, and Nick White's been caught on it. But there's an advantage for Andrew Porter not letting go. Bernard Foley. Kellaway steps inside. Kellaway almost getting through, but then losing the ball forward. No, not apparently. No, still playing. And Jed Holloway finds himself down the wing. Inside ball to Hooper. Yeah, not much advantage there. So we are going back for that. And Australia, surely, I mean, yeah, I mean, how they don't have any points, I don't know. They've had all the possession. Tyke Furlong just demonstrating his footy ability. And Bernard Foley, once again, looking to go to the corner. I think it's pretty much within his range, so... Yeah, interesting that they're not going for the 3 points. And Mac Hansen trying to keep that in, but unsuccessfully. So Australia do find touch about 15 meters out. See, Ireland spent 17 seconds in Australia's 22. But that's contested, and Ireland win that back. Tyke Furlong taking the ball after. Was well contested in the air by James Ryan. So, good work. Jamison Gibson Park trying to get that ball out. Now Gibson Park still trying to get that ball, which is very lodged inside the rack. Eventually, as it comes back, now he's running it back. And Gibson Park does find touch. So Ireland, a slight reprieve here. And once again, I said the Irish defensive effort's been very impressive. And Ryan goes up, disrupts that ball, comes back on the other side. Ty Furlong takes it well. I'm not out of danger yet. But doing really well to just not concede points at the moment. Just outside 22, firing it goes to Jed Holloway. Pops it up to Hooper. Eventually goes to Valentini. Just outside 22. Good carry by him. Now Nick White. Foley bringing in Kellaway, who almost looked like he dove into that tackle. Not quite. Bernard Foley going himself. Good pace here from the Wallabies. Now Nick White. Inside ball there from Fainga. To James Slipper. I mean, James Slipper must have carried the ball at least 10 times. Valentini, another strong carry from him. Stats must be insane about the amount of carries the Australians have had so far in this first half. Nick White very much caught in two minds. Running into Andrew Porter. You don't want to be running into Andrew Porter, but Australia still keeping possession. Tom Wright now being brought into the scrum position. Goes to Jeff Slipper once again. Pops it up to Bernard Foley. Bernard Foley to Andrew Kellaway. Chips it in behind. And it does find touch. It'll be a defensive line for Ireland. Not the worst option there from Kellaway. Just playing a bit of territory. Putting them back. He does apologise, so maybe he wasn't looking for a touch finder. Maybe trying to make it a little bit more competitive, or contestable rather. Peter O'Mahony's down and receiving some attention, which is not a good look. Johnny Sexton already ruled out early or before this game. So O'Mahony is the replacement captain. Another drinks break here. 4 minutes to go until half time. And I think, to be honest, I think Ireland would actually just take the scoreline. They've done nothing but defend. Very little ball in hand. But so they very much will be the more tired team in the change room. I think they'll be battered. But from a mental and from a confidence point of view, you know, I think they'll have the mental edge. They'll be sitting there going, well, listen, these guys aren't scoring. You know, we're defending brilliantly. We know we're moving. We don't need to, you know, these guys are not going to score unless we make a mistake, and we're not making mistakes right now. Still a time off as we wait for restart. Now it looks like we are ready to continue. Right, defensive line for and they're going with a 4-man. They go to Peter O'Mahony at the front of the line, pops it up to Gibson Park. Gibson Park gives it to Caelan Doris. That's a really strong carry as well before Hooper eventually manages to bring him down. But Hooper has taken a knock to his face. He's not particularly happy. Now Jimmy O'Brien, not his best kick, I must say. It's touched just outside 22. Michael Hooper stayed down. Did get a bit of a whack to the face from the looks of it. So I think he looks all right. It's Australia camping in Ireland's half and walking with no points reminds me of SA. Yeah, I think, you know, and I think that's probably what's made this Irish side so impressive is that everybody talks about their attack, but they're happy to defend. And teams that are happy to defend and are good at it are proper teams. Because you will get their chances. Ireland will have ball in hand at some point. You know, this will turn. And when it does, and they take the opportunities, Fainga is being reviewed here. This could be Problem City because Parecki has left. It's another neck roll. This is going to be a yellow card. It has to be a yellow card. And there goes Fly. I mean, that's their 4th neck roll. You can't exactly complain, can you? 4 neck rolls. I mean, jeepers. I mean, is that a systematic error? Is that a coaching error? How do you have 4 neck rolls in one half? That's mental. So this will turn to a penalty for Ireland. Right, so Crowley. Looks like a decent touch finder. Yep, finds touch beyond the 10-meter line in Australia's half. So Faianga in the bench. In the bin. Let's go and put that yellow card up, shall we? There it is. So Australia down to 14. And yeah, so Faianga, who's on as a replacement for Pereki. So they can't bring on a hook because somebody else is going to take over the line-out duties, but they do have a line-out during the time. Going to the more here are Ireland. Gibson Park wants to use it though. Does use it. Goes to McCloskey. Gets a bit behind him. He brings in Ringrose. Quick ball here for Gibson Park. Jimmy O'Brien attacking the line. Trying to get around. Pop the ball back inside to Mac Hansen. Who runs to Michael Hooper. And Michael Hooper, as you'd expect, does eventually bring it down. He managed to get the offload in the tackle. Tyke Furlong. Oh, Tyke Furlong thinking about the steps. Good things you love to see. Now James Ryan taking a nice little angle there. All of a sudden, Ireland with ball in hand and looking dangerous. Gibson Park goes to Ringrose. Good hands there. And then McCloskey hands away. Andrew Kellaway makes a few meters himself. Gibson Park going towards the right-hand side now. Crowley up towards James Ryan. He takes a hit but manages to find a few meters. Gibson Park jumping over multiple Australian players. And there's the penalty in there. And if I'm Ireland, I'm taking 3 points and saying thank you very much. We defended for that entire half. And yet we're about to double our league. Well, they're going to the corner. They're backing themselves. To be fair, I suppose with 2 minutes to go, you got to score a try here, and then I mean, that's the perfect art, isn't it? You went and you've defended, you've kept them out, and then you say right towards the end of the first half, lacquer, we're gonna go score a try now. And if they do score a try, then hats off, because they've been under the pump, and they just haven't. I mean, I haven't seen a single point. And this is a good-looking maul as well. Sheehan! I don't think he's going to get it down. We'll be able to recycle it. Gibson Park is searching. Yup, the ball is available. Peter O'Mahony wants it. Michael Hooper's over that ball. And it's actually out. So the linesman's saying that the ball went, that there was a foot and touch. Well, that's a big moment for Australia now, all of a sudden. So where does he go, Archer? So Sheehan breaks there. Alright, I think this will be a definite angle. So it's he makes the hit there. I'm not convinced he was out there, you know. I'm not convinced he was out at all. Well, big moment there, and this is a line-out here, so all Australia need to do is win the line-out, and but they do have to have a stand-in hooker here. So Holloway goes to the front of the line-out, goes straight to Nick Frost. And the Australians pile into the lock, and Nick White will kick that into touch. Andrew Porter with a bit of a shove, and Nick White, mate, Andrew Porter would flatten you like a pancake. I love how the water boy couldn't give a shit. He's just walking away like, yo, crack on. I'm off to go have some water, yeah. Anyway, halftime score, 3-0. Very, very tense at the Aviva Stadium. And Ireland, I think, will be the happier of the two teams because their relentless defense is what has them in this game. And Australia will be sitting there thinking, right, well, if we can just convert, we've got all the territory, we've got all the possession, we've got everything we need. We just need to start converting that pressure into points. It's near 2-po. Saying hi to the cameraman there. Right, people, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Go and get your beverages and go eat yourself some snacks and stuff like that. We've got one half left of Super Saturday Rugby, and that's coming up in about 10 minutes' time. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. 20 more subs and we're up to 22,200, which we quite lack us. So please go and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys all in a little bit. Right, and we are back, people. And Ireland with a slim 3-point lead going into the second half. Australia down to 14 men. Important to remember for the next about 6 or 7 minutes. We actually get like a countdown timer for that. The problem is that it just stops the starts all the time, so it's difficult to keep up. But yeah, so it was a very interesting first half because it was very much dominated by Australia possession-wise, but a defensive masterclass from Ireland. That's a big tackle there again. So Australia, I mean, they missed a penalty. Bernard Foley will be ruining it. I think a draw would have been, a scores level would have been pretty fair because I think Bernard Foley should have had that 3 points. But yeah, it's not. It was a very good defensive performance, and I think the big thing is for Ireland. Yeah, now Jimmy Brown on the left hand side. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think it's been an impressive performance for Ireland, and they'll be very happy with the fact that they managed to absorb all that pressure and not concede. So I think they'll probably be the happy with the two. But Australia will be sitting there thinking, right, guys, 1 or 2. The phase play is really good, the ball retention's good. All we need to do is a couple of things to go our way, and all of a sudden we could be scoring lots of points. McCloskey almost finding a bit of gap there, up to 22. And this is a good start here for mine. Gibson Park going to Andrew Porter. Andrew Porter showing going himself, still going, eventually brought down by Valentini. Inside there from Crowley to Matt Hansen, but well read by, I think it was Neville. And Michael Hooper, how has he done that? That could be one of the best runs I've ever seen. With one hand, he's gone over there and plucked the ball out. Now Tom Wright running things out. Just under 5 minutes left on that yellow card. And Foley does find touch. That's really good work there by Michael Hooper. I want to go back and look at that, actually, because I think that looked proper. Even say, missing the occasional drop kick in a match when camping in someone's half like that. Get some points. Oz looking good in attack. Ireland haven't done anything in attack. Ireland haven't had the ball. Let's go look at those possession stats. Guys, Irishman, yeah, Australia was wasted every opportunity so far. Enjoyed the box, second half performance today. Looking good with the ball in hand. Thank you. Yeah, I think Ireland will want some ball in hand. I think that's been the biggest difference between the two teams so far in this match. Ireland just haven't had any ball in hand. So they'll be wanting to try and up that this half. Josh van der Fleer, long pass out to Gibson Park. Pretty flat there for Ringrose. Crowley wrapping around. This is good work, but it's good defense by Kellaway. Get up and make that tackle on O'Brien. I mean, look at that possession. 62% possession for Australia in that first half. 66% territory. But this is good from Ireland. Tyke Furlong stepping away from Ikitau. Now Crowley. Ringrose. Seeing a bit of space. Almost getting in between. McCloskey now. Good ball retention here. Gibson Park to Sheehan. Sheehan, good footwork. Just shy of the 22 now, Ireland. Going to the short side. Gibson Park almost goes himself, but hit hard by Alatur. Now James Ryan just picks it up with one hand and drives into the 22. Available as well. Caden Dawes looking for that to get and go, but Ty Burns decides to act a scrum off. Crowley now going to McCloskey. Lots of runners down the shoulder, as you characteristically do see. Big hit on Kellaway from Imani, but he does hang on bravely. Now Matt Hansen, and forward pass, I think, is the call from Gibson Park. So, a little bit like in the first half, a lot of opportunity, a lot of possession, a lot of phases, but no result. And you can see the annoyed expression of Imani, I think, saying everything, after all that hard work to then throw a forward pass. Very frustrating. TBS has just came in hard with the Irish play, and they've been talking a lot on social media lately. They're defending brilliantly, I must say. They are defending very well. Yeah, Australia, I think, have been wasteful with their chances. Should have taken more points out of that first half. So, yeah, I think Australia have dominated possession and should have had far more points. But, I mean, you look at the Irish defensive effort, and they had to make 144 tackles in that first half, making 130 of them. Slipping 14, 90% success rate. Australia, on the other hand, making just 60 tackles. So, yeah, very different from that perspective. 2.5 minutes left on that yellow card. So we now need to sort out what's going on here because there's a scrum and there's no hooker available for Australia because Parecki went off for an HIA and he's not going to come back on. and Falafel currently sits in the wing. So Tanea Tupou is being readied, but doesn't really play hooker. So probably could be seeing uncontested scrums here. Right, so I'm assuming this is going to be uncontested scrums here. I don't know why it's such a big discussion here, people. Yeah, so it will be uncontested scrums. And Jed Holloway comes with the back. Good tackle on him from Josh van der Fleer. Now Nick White goes back to Bruno Foley in the pocket. And Foley finds a decent clearance. Goes out just before the 10-meter line. Looks so Rob Valentini's was sacrificed, by the way. He's the man that's left the park. He'll be back in 2 minutes because Falafel will return as well, which will obviously bring back the contested scrums. So yeah, looking forward to that because as much as I'm getting annoyed at the reset, gotta have some live scrums. Right, Dan Sheehan. I don't think he's missed a mark yet. Goes to James Ryan. Good take as well. Josh van der Fleer. Now Dan Sheehan does go and join the pack there. Pretty big effort though from Australia. And Gibson Park will probably have to use this and does use it. Wants to go down the short side with Mac Hansen. And Hansen's balance touched by Foley. That's good work by Foley. Good awareness. Wasn't much space for Mac Hansen to really work with, and wasn't the most difficult tackle on the end by Foley. But yeah, just use the touchline as that extra defender and. See, went down the short side, which wasn't the worst idea, but by the time Mac Hansen got it, he just had no space to work with. And now I think we've taken the. I think they tried to take it quickly, and it's gone forward. I think is the call. What's this? What's chatting here? Yeah, so obviously no hooker involved, and yeah, I mean Michael Hooper has thrown it so skew straight to James Slipper. I don't understand why it's so hard to throw a ball in straight. Like, you're always going to go to the front of the line. You're always going to probably go short when you don't have a hooker. But, like, just don't throw it there. Like, there, not there. I mean, what's hard about this, people? Apparently a lot, to be fair, because it's not like it's not like this is a unique situation. We see it all the time. So, yeah, Falafel really costing at the moment for Australia because they've got nobody to feed the ball into the line out. And all of a sudden, they've gifted Ireland an attacking scrum. They go down the short side to Mac Hansen. Mac Hansen's got a lot of space. He gets the ball back inside. I think we're going to have a look. Jamison Gibson Park has darted down. We will have a look, I'm sure. Or has it been awarded? Yeah, it's been awarded. That is brilliant by Mac Hansen. One man overlap because of the yellow card. Hansen just darts straight down the touchline as he's about to get pulled out. Ball back inside to Gibson Park, who is supporting him well. We are going to have a check. Bennekeith has decided we will go up. See, bang, bang, bang. So all the defenders in there. When does he get this ball out? Oh, no, I think he's in touch. I think he's in touch here. And foot in touch. Yeah, he's in touch. Never mind. The try will not stand. Will not stand. Doesn't get the offload away in time. It's that, just there. I mean, it's fractional, but clearly in touch. The try will not stand. We will go back to the line out, which is not necessarily good news. Actually, it is good news for Australia because Falafel will be back on the park. So at least they will be able to have a proper line out. Right, so Valentini back on the park. Tupo departs. Falafainga back on the park. So Australia back to a full contingent. I can remove the yellow card on the stream there. And look, no harm done, I suppose, from a Falafainga point of view. Ireland didn't score any points, but needs to now show why he what Hooker does. And Nick White's finding a bit of a half gap, and now he's falling straight in front of Josh van der Fleer, who missed the jackal. For 6 minutes in, and still just 3 points separating the two sides. Couple of words there, apparently. Getting a bit feisty out in the middle. A couple of words being said to both parties. Nick White is down in a heap. What happened here to Nick White here? Busy looking at the ruled out try. Almost very good work by Mac Hansen. Nick White now. Mate, this bloke looks very dizzy. He looks very dizzy. Yeah, I think we are going to have an HIA. I think Jake Gordon will be taken to the park here. Yeah, Nick White, yeah, I mean, this bloke is nowhere. He's absolutely nowhere. So Jake Gordon will come onto the park. Another HIA for Australia. And I think it's this hit on Ty Byrne. Didn't look too bad. It's not like there was a massive hit or anything like that. But he will go all for an HIA. So Gordon is on. Simon saying I'll get Pete Samu on. Not a bad shout. So Gordon is on as Nick White leaves the park, which will please a lot of people. A lot of people not the biggest Nick White fan. So Jake Gordon will get a extended round. I don't think we'll see Nick White again. I think that that knock looked pretty. He looked pretty done. Shia now operating off the back of the lineup. They're running straight into Valentini. Caelan Doris. It's available for Gibson Park, but it's messy ball. Furlong doing very well, and he gets as well to get onto his feet as well, and just buy a couple of extra seconds, and presents very well. Good work there by the tight head. Now Porter putting his head down. Klosky popping up to Ringrose, but Ringrose was pretty well met in the tackle. They're trying to hold him up. And it's turnover ball. Turnover ball. That's really good to feel. I mean, we're seeing almost like the reverse opposites here. You know, in the first half, it was all Australia. In the second half, it's been very much Ireland camping out in Australia 22. But much like Australia, not managing to convert the pressure into points. And just still the 3 points separating the two sides. Kellaway there doing a very good job to hold Gary Ringrose up. Australia are bad, says Alfie. Well, I don't know. To be fair, they're not much better at the moment. I don't like they have any scored any points. I would say that Blonde Lady looks so out of place. She just looks confused. Like, she just doesn't look like she knows what she's doing. Like, it's like they've just, like, tossed her in, and she's just like, okay, I'm just going to roll with this. But because she just doesn't look what's going on. This is a big blow, though. Rob Valentini's departing the field. And I think a lot of this is the Yakas Pete Samu, so it's a nice substitute to have waiting. But I think we're starting to see the effects of a long tour. It's a four test tour. 5 next week for them, actually. So it's been 4 tests so far. We are checking a tackle on 3-2 here. I think so. We are going to have a TMO check for foul play. Ace clash ahead, so the penalty for Ireland here. He could be gone, you know. He's gone off for an HIA, but Pete Simon might be told to go back off the bench because this could be a red card. I think this is a red card. It's a head clash with a lot of force. I think this could be a red card, you know. We've seen red cards given for this. Leading with the head. head clash. Danger's very low. No, you see, I think this is the problem because this is where the inconsistencies are coming in. To say that the danger is very low, Valentini's literally off concussed because of it. So, I mean, we've seen a couple of head clashes being red carded this year. If you're leading with the head. So it is a penalty. And I'm not saying I want cards, but I just don't understand how we have seen that be given. A red card has been given for that sort of head clash because Valentini's gone in very upright. And there's been no change of angle. So I don't think it's actually that much mitigation. So to say that it's a very low level of danger, I don't know. Ken said the game is so tight, we haven't seen any points scored. Absorbing tackle. Australia got away with one there. Should have been at least a yellow. Yeah, I tend to agree. At least a yellow. I again, you know, for me, foul play, you start at a red card and you work down, don't you? So you sit there going, is there head-on-head collision? Yes. Is there a high degree of force? I mean, he's running into him, so I think so. And is there any mitigating factor? That's a big carry from McCloskey. What's the mitigating factor? There's no change of angle from Dan Sheehan. He doesn't change it. He doesn't step back on his side. What's the where's the mitigation there? I don't understand how that's just a penalty. That's got to be a penalty advantage. Big counter coming from Australia. Counter is good, but then Andrew Porter managed to make it a penalty. Yeah, listen, if I was Irish, I'd be feeling a little bit hard done by. I think I would have. I was very surprised we didn't see a card there. Coming at this to the side is the call against Ireland. So, yeah, still no points. Gibson Park doesn't agree with it. Is he walking off or is he just walking away? I'm trying to decide. Carrot 6, sketchy referee up north. This TMO. Oz might be bad, but Ireland only have 3 points. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's hard to say that that Ireland have been good. Where Australia have been bad when it's only a 3-point game. But... yeah, I mean, it's not really sketchy refereeing up north, is it? I mean, Ben O'Keefe is the referee who's from New Zealand. And actually, no, the TMO. The TMO could very well be... I can't really hear the TMO, so he could very well be Northern Hemisphere. But Conan is on for Peter O'Mahony, so the captain is off. Interesting to see who the captain would be. I assume Ty Furlong. This is a good-looking Roddy Moore, though, for Australia. And I think they've got a penalty advantage. Jake Gordon barking instructions. Big counter-attack coming in now. So there was no penalty advantage because Ireland have won this back. That's really good work. They give us the park, goes to Van der Fleer. Now Mac Hansen steps on the inside. Mac Hansen's almost through. Gibson Park now coming towards the right-hand side there. Porter met hard in the tackle by Jed Holloway, but and Pete Simon was going to have a go there. Now Gibson Park goes to the right side to Crowley. Goes Ty Byrne. Knock on advantage. Turnover ball. Yeah, Jake Gordon going to Tom Wright. Wright going to the boot towards the right-hand side. That's a brilliant, brilliant kick, by the way. That's a brilliant kick. Just stays inside. Bounces out. They found a lot of territory. That's a really, really impressive kick from Tom Wright. James Ryan is captaining now. So Jack Conan's first contribution is to take the line out there. Flat ball there from McCloskey. Strong tack carry from him. Quick ball from Gibson Park to Crowley. Goes to the boot. Keenan is chasing. And the ball comes off Keenan forward. So I think 2 knock-ons there. So I think it will be an Australia ball. Yeah, it is Australia ball from the scrum. 52 minutes, 28 minutes to go. Still just the 3 points separating the sides. So anyone that scores a try will He's sitting pretty at the moment. Australia with himself, I think he thought he should have done better. Probably should have done better by the time, and to get there, for example, in a good position as well. Right, so restart with the scrum just inside Australia half, basically on the halfway line. Will Skelton on, so he'll add a bit of thud to the Australian pack. Decent scrum there, actually, from Australia. Now good go forward ball. Bernard Foe looping around. Then going to the boot. And he finds touch just in front of the 22. So it won't be 22 or anything like that. It'll still be Ireland ball. But all of a sudden, Australia back in the Ireland half. We haven't seen that in a very, very long time, actually. I don't even think we've seen that much this half. Yeah, so 22 wasn't on anyway because he just walked into the half. Another stoppage here. I don't know what's going on here. I think Bundy Aki's being ready, so he will return to the field after his ban for his clean out on Sebastian Nuttler during the URC. So it brings a lot of physicality. I want to imagine he'll come on for McCluskey. And that's very, very messy. And turnover ball here for Australia. Here comes Bundy Aki. On for Stuart McCluskey. As we expected. I would say so many grey areas that allow ref to use own discretion opening the door for unfair decisions. Contender saying today we are seeing the reverse. Our co-rugby championship teams are either losing or drawing. So it's a quick recap on how the first half went, only tune in the start of the second. Basically, what you've seen in the second half was the first half, but reversed. Australia with all the possession, camped out in the Islands 22. Ireland defended really well and couldn't get their hand on the ball. So we're seeing a similar situation now. But now Australia have got a very nice tackling opportunity here. They've got the full width of the field to the left-hand side, which is the favourable side here. Scrum at 22. Last time they had a scrum, it looked pretty solid as well. And penalty advantage here for Australia. Pick up and go from Pete Samu. Jake Gordon. Tina Tupou, who loses it forward, but it is a penalty. Tupou is down. Chaps, can we poor Tupou is injured, and Oaks are just like fighting all around him. Like the Oak is struggling here. Yeah, it's just there's no. I mean, poor Tupou is like down, injured, and everybody's jumping all over him. Calm down, people. Calm down. There's no need for this. Big shove, yeah. Andrew Porter going to put on a lot of pressure. Tupou just absolutely wrecking him there. Penalty advantage. Then Tupou ready for the carry. And just losing it forward. And Will Skelton continue the tackle on Kalen Doris. I think Tupou is finished here, by the way. I think we're going to have to see a reversal. I think after that scrum, Andrew Porter getting some running attention there as well. Yeah, so I think Toe's going to have to come back in because Tupou's gone. Nick White as well, walking back onto the field. So obviously we have passes HIA. So Jake Gordon leaves the park again as Nick White returns. Yeah, and Tupou's going to leave on a stretcher. That's not looking good. It lost a lot of people tonight to have Australia. They're going to be running on reserves next week against Scotland, Wales. David says Australia much better. Fear of hammering next week in Cardiff. Yeah, well, I mean, Wales have lost to Georgia today. They've got Australia next week. They beat Argentina, so you don't really know what's going on with Wales, do we? I think it's very difficult to predict what Welsh side is going to rock up. So there goes Tupou. Okay, so we start the penalty here. I think Slipper has pointed to the polls. I think he just wants some points here. Which I think is the right decision. Yeah, he has pointed for polls. Get the 3 points. Right, so Bernard Foley will line up his second attempt. Should have gotten his first one, if he's being brutally honest here. And yeah, much better from Foley. This time straight through the middle. Australia do level up the score, which is probably a fair result because at the moment, very little separating these two sides as we head into the final 25 minutes. Who's going to blink first? Who is going to blink first? Where's the mistake going to come? Who's going to capitalize? Right, high restart there. Good take from Nick Frost. And Mac Hansen almost getting the other side there. And a penalty for... So basically saying that because Mac Hansen went down the side, the maul was formed and then they collapsed the maul. So penalty against Ireland. And yeah, not looking good for the home side. Yeah, frustration. I think now starting to keep into Ireland. I think the first was sign was seeing them getting a little bit nervy. I think generally throughout the match they've been pretty calm. I think they kind of know that eventually they will find the opportunity and they will get it will come right. But now I think we're starting to see them wouldn't say stress, but yeah, I think frustration is keeping in. Good line up there. Nick White fumbling it a little bit, but regathering. Going himself is eventually brought down by Tiger Furlong. Now back to Bernard Foley, puts it high in the air. This would be a big tester. And it's really well taken out the air from, I think it's Jordan Bataya. Now Alato back onto the park. So Australia building from deep. James Slipper, it's another carry from him. He's been pretty immense with ball in hand. Driven back this time, but yeah, he's carried up a lot for Australia. Now Nick White pops up to Will Sculton, the big lock. And finds a few meters, as you'd imagine, with somebody that size. Now Nick White. Goes to the right outside, goes to Killowatt. Pops it up. Bundy Aki there to make the tackle, but the ball does pop up to Jordan Bataya. Ball pops out, but Will Sculton put under a lot of pressure. Andrew Porter trying to get over that ball. Now Nick White looking for the box kick. Lots of chases here. This will be a tester here for Hugo Keenan. He comes with Kellaway, but it lands back to Crowley. He just pumps it down the middle of the park. Tom Wright allows it to bounce. Gibson Park is there. And he will bring down Wright, but there is Australian support. Now, a bit of a poor pass there to Kellaway. There are men on the outside here for Australia, but Kellaway goes on the inside. Kellaway's still going. Good thing he beat a few people because wasn't sure that was the right decision. There's so many players in the overlap there. Now, Bernard Foley kicking it in behind the Irish defenders. Hugo Keenan going back together. He is looking to find touch. That's a brilliant, brilliant touch finder from Hugo Keenan. Goodness me. Territory gain, 41.9 meters. How's that? David saying, Australia just need to play a territorial game and they will win this. Can't see Ireland scoring. Albert saying, Albert can't keep defending like this without getting tired. Josh saying, so if Ireland win now, where do the Boks end up in rankings? I don't think we can overtake Ireland. Can we actually? I think we might actually be able to. No, I don't think we can overtake Ireland. Well, maybe we can actually. It's a very good question. New Zealand drew. So also France, I think France win tomorrow. If Ireland loses and France win tomorrow, France go to number 1. And we might go to 2 though, you know. Nick White's quite slow to use it, then gives it to Bernard Foley, who once again puts it in the air. It's Jimmy O'Brien. The ball's come straight out of him and will be gathered by. So another tip over the top. And it's a decent touch finder. So Australia peg Ireland back and they'll have it around just outside the 22. Not a good moment there for Jimmy O'Brien. And there was nobody contesting either. And just got ball straight in and back out. Well, here comes McCarthy on for Tiger Byrne, which would have been which seems a strange sub, but he's actually been really quiet this half. And this is the first cap for Joey McCarthy, so the youngster is now officially an international player. Well done to a very exciting prospect for Ireland. Just 21 years of age, plays for Leinster. Was actually American-born, ironically. Right, big launch I needed from Sheehan. Can go to James Ryan. It's a good take in the front of the line-out. Corner's on for Kellaway, by the way. Bandiaki. Oh, that's a massive hit on Bandiaki. Goodness me. And now, deep kick in there. Inside to right. So I wonder if we might see Foley going to fullback and Nick White into fly half. Bernard Foley there, pointing to the skies. He does launch it, and I think it's Jordan Mattia afterward. Hansen spills it. But no issue there. Jack Coney coming away with it. Strong carry from the number 8 replacement. A bit of a messy ball there. Pops it up towards James Ryan. But Bernard Foley over that ball. Now Gibson Park to Caelan Doris. Doris to Ringrose to Bandiaki. Bandiaki coming back on the angle. Spinning away from 1 or 2. Up towards the 10-meter line here. Gibson Park going to Crowley. Now Crowley lifts us up in the air. Who's chasing? Who's chasing? Nobody's really going after it. And it's a free catch for Australia, which is pretty poor. Now it goes back to Will Skelton. He's just such a large unit, isn't he? But Caelan Doris getting over very well, winning a very good penalty. Yeah, it was a good penalty. It's very isolated there was Will Skelton. Not many players around him to help out. And all of a sudden, we're seeing a far more tactical battle. But this has not been an exciting watch, to be perfectly honest. As games have gone, we've had really good rugby throughout the entire day. This has been a tough watch. It's been messy in the second half. There's been very little fluidity. Yeah, I mean, we've got 6 points in 62 minutes. But it's not like, you know, there's been fantastic moves. There's been lots of potential. And then, you know, just not coming together. We've played in the middle, sort of. That's a great take, by the way. And Will Skelton is completely isolated Caelan Doris gets to a good position, and by the time James Slipper and Toa make the clean out, He's there. Right, Finley Beelum is on for Tyke Furlong. And I think you can tell how things aren't really happening by the fact that both teams have gone to a kicking game to try and break up play a bit and create some more openness. Now Craig Casey onto the park for Ireland, replacing Jamison Gibson Park. Another youngster, 23 years old. And Australia have taken that line as if it was there. That's a really poor line out from Ireland. How have they managed to butcher that so badly? Error-ridden from both sides, this performance. Now Nick White can't go to touch. Lifts high. Australia chasing hard. And Hansen, that's a much better take from him. And stays in field as well. Craig Casey going to Crowley. Now good offloads here. Keenan going to Jack Conan. Conan pumping hard, getting up towards the halfway line. Casey back to Crowley. To Bundyaki. You expect him to be quite direct, and is. Casey to Crowley once again. Ringrose pretty flat. Jimmy O'Brien chips in field. Looking to try and put pressure on Tom Riders, looking to run it out. Big tackle coming in from Beelum, and the ball comes loose. And Nick Frost being put under pressure by Jack Conan. Now Josh van der Vlier coming in and joining in. So, and Nick White looking for touch there. It's a really good crossfield kick. I think Ringrose might have taken it in the air there. Pops it inside to Hugo Keenan. And the ball just popping out there, but backwards to the core. Casey going to Crowley. Goes to Porter, good hands. O'Brien losing it, but not forwards. No, it is forwards. This has been messy. Josh Webber saying anticlimax for England versus New Zealand with the draw. They should have extra time. Well, if I'd rather watch the extra time of that than have to watch this. This has been a proper ball fest, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I think Ringrose is unlucky not to get a penalty here. They're going to go back for the penalty in the first half. And that's consistent, to be fair, because that's what happened to Ireland. I mean, to Australia. Nick White got taken out in the air, and they went back and looked at it. Now, same thing's happened to Ringrose. They went back and looked at it, and they are going to award the penalty. So, Ireland do have a penalty. Jake Gordon can't believe it, but I think, yeah, it's pretty carbon copy to what happened to Nick White in the first half. It was Tyke Byrne who took him out. Right, Crowley finding touch inside the 22, so big opportunity for Ireland. Surely, please can somebody just score. This has been a tough watch, I'm not gonna lie. A very tough watch. So it'd be nice to watch something to get something. Give me something to be excited about. Give me something. Give a dog a bone here. Guys, so Italy beat Oz last week and now Oz beat Ireland. Well, not yet, but that's a good oh jeez, like it sit down, Bernard Foley. Caelan Doris is just that's a high tackle as well. Penalty advantage here. Ireland on the front foot. Pick up and go from Joe McCarthy. Penalty advantage here. Andrew Porter pops it up to Craig Doris. Josh van der Vlier got Finley Beelum for company. Does pick up and go. Penalty advantage, guys. Have a dip. Have a dip. New advantage as well. Sheehan this time. Craig Case just hovering. Crowley right behind as well. They're just inches forward. I reckon if you give this to Gary Ringrose, he's going over here. Yeah, now Craig Casey wants it. Goes to Bundyaki. Bundyaki over. Easy as you like. Yeah, that was it. You could see. The Australian defense was being sucked in. I was backing the Ringrose shot, but Bundyaki, bit of a wrecking ball. Does go over. Finally! It's taken 66 minutes and we have our first try. Bundyaki, well, that's a way to make a return, isn't it? It's been a slogfest. It's been a bit of a ball fest, to be honest. And finally, a bit of I mean, that hit from Caelan Doris on on Bernard Foley. Absolutely flattened. And then a high tackle coming from Hooper. And then just flat ball from Casey to Bandiaki. I mean, yeah, you're not going to stop him from that distance. So from there, we don't see any grounding, but the referee does give it. So I think from his view, he could have seen. Matthew says, would have liked to have seen a good shootout, a goal shootout like in the Champions Cup. Could be decisive. Yeah, I do think actually, that could very well be the winning try. Australia don't really look like scoring a try, to be honest. So, yeah, good work. And finally, one of the defenses is breached. Craig Casey trying to up the crowd there. And the crowd has had to sit through a lot, so they've earned that. They've earned that. And the conversion is good to 10 points to 3 as we enter the last 13 minutes. Jack Conan under the high ball. Good take from him. And now Casey needs to find a good touch finder. And that's not bad. From the 23-year-old. Plays his rugby from Munster. Born in Limerick. A bit of a fumble there, the line out, and Michael Hooper under pressure, giving it to Nick White. Big counter coming in from Ireland. Finley Beelan putting Alato under a lot of pressure and conceding a penalty in the process, going off his feet as the call. So we're gifting Australia an opportunity to get back into Irish territory. Right, now big defense needed for Ireland as Australia get to the 22. Flafainga, seems to be a lot going on here. Eventually goes to Nick Frost. But take it quickly, Nick White going flat to Will Skelton. Still going as Will Skelton. He's still going as Will Skelton. He's a difficult man to bring down. Now Jordan Bataille. This is a bit better. This is a bit better. Oh, good hands there. Pete Simon was coming at pace. A good tackle as well. Nick White. Going towards the left. Looking for options. Nick White brings in Tom Wright. And Bundy actually see a really stupid penalty there. And now free play. It's got to be a try. It's got to be a try. And it is a try. It is a try. Well, we haven't had any tries for 66 minutes. And we then get 2 tries in 4 minutes. And it's Jordan Bataille, who I've been very impressed with since coming on. He goes over. He had to finish that. And he does. He does. Australia hit back. I mean, Skelton over here. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3. 3 people still going. And the 4th. Yeah, Bundy actually there. And there's so many players out wide there. Craig Case desperately trying to get around, but he's just never going to get there. Really good work there from Australia, must be said. With the kick to come, Australia could draw themselves equal. Draw themselves equal. It's horrendous thing. Just draw themselves level. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Right, this is an important kick here from Bernard Foley. Not particularly easy. And it's going to come in. It is going to come in. Right. Shaw's level once again at 10 all. Now, 2 tries just like that. Territory and possession with all games for both sides. Got nervy 10 minutes coming up. Well, at least he's going to give something. At least we're going to have a bit of drama at the end because it's been a very boring encounter, if we're being brutally honest here. But all of a sudden, 2 late tries and the game remains even, but seems to have opened up a little bit. And Ross Byrne is on, as is Healy. As is Rob Herring. So they've unloaded the bench here as Ireland. Now Nick White. This is high in the air from the restart. It's swirling the top there. Comes off Mac Hansen, and Craig Casey comes away with it. Under a bit of pressure there. Doris to Byrne. He's offload goes straight to Palau Fainga. We're going to come back for the knock-on advantage for a scrum for Ireland. Right, big opportunity here for Ireland. John Pissock say, come on, Wallabies. Big defense needed now. Ireland with attacking scrum. Ross Byrne now calling the shots. The Leinster fly half. Very experienced at domestic level. And yet only played about 13 matches, I think, for Ireland. But almost got, I think it's like something like almost close to 1,000 points for Leinster. Which is interesting considering he's second choice technically, because it is Johnny Sexton there. But yeah, you do play quite a lot of rugby if you're in the same team as Johnny Sexton at the moment, because he has to be very careful with his managing his minutes. Is nominated for World Player of the Year, so you can't doubt Johnny Sexton's quality. But obviously has had a fair amount of injury issues over the years. Well, we're going to have a reset here. Scrums have gone down. Nervous faces on the bench watching on. They've done all they can. It now comes to the last 6 minutes. Looks like a better set there. In it goes. Big scrum there. Penalty advantage for Ireland. Matt Hansen, first receiver to Ross Byrne. Ross Byrne out towards Hugh Keenan. Keenan trying to get on the outside. Gets the offload away. What a take that is from O'Brien. Jimmy O'Brien tips it back inside. Turnover ball. They go back 2 for the penalty. No, this is not going to be. It's not a gimme for 3 points. It would take a decent kick. So the decision time now for Ireland's right up against the touchline. I think they will have to go for touch here. I don't think Ross Byrne's going to back himself. No, he's going to back himself. I like that. I like that. It's 5 meters in. And he says, no, bring me my tee. I'll knock this over. Put us in the lead. We'll defend for a couple minutes and we'll walk away with the victory. That's what he's reckoning. That's what he's saying. Right, Ross Byrne, 5 meters in from the right-hand touchline, as you can see by the little graphic there. It's actually further to the right, to be honest. It's more like that first line right next to it. Right, Ross Byrne, predicted kick success 56%. It's looking good, though. It's looking good. I'll tell you what, that is a brilliant, brilliant effort. Ross Byrne has split the poles. 13 points to 10 with 4 minutes to go. Ireland back in the lead. And speaking of good news, people, we're at 22,200. So if you are new, please do subscribe to the channel as well. We are pushing for 23,000. We hit 22,000 today. So, yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of new people out here. I've seen some new faces in the chat. So please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Jack Conan, once again, very solid under the kickoff. And now for Ireland, it's about exiting well. It's about keeping their discipline. And a lot of it's about playing in the right spots. Robertson's on for James Slipper, by the way. Another really impressive shift from the Australian captain. Tom Wright under that, up and under there. So Australia with possession. The halfway line. I won't mind them playing here. Throwing towards the right side to right. There are a lot of numbers there. But Pattaya goes over Casey. They get towards the 10-meter line. And they start sort of entering territory where it's quite easy if you get a penalty to... No, come on, man. He's trying to buy that. He's trying to buy that. Yeah, I like the referee's not giving that. Right, trying to clean up. Bringing in Bernard Foley. Foley pops it up. Robertson's there. Falafanga to Pete Samu. An advantage. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Penalty advantage. Back to Bernard Foley. Bernard Foley cross-kicked. And Australia have one possession back. Still got a penalty advantage. Now the kick ahead from Lenny Katau. Right, decision time now for Australia. We just saw Ross Byrne from 5 meters inside split the poles. What did Australia say? Are they happy with the draw? Do they want to go for the win? Do they back Bernard Foley? I would back Bernard Foley to get this. Well, it looks like they're going to go for it for touch, given how Michael Hooper's shouting at the lads to hurry up. Right, they are going to go for the win here. They kicked a touch. 90 seconds left. Well, it's not been an exciting game, if we're being brutally honest, but it's going to be an exciting finish, and at least we've got that. At least we've got that. Past midnight here in South Africa, it's been a long day of rugby. It's been a good day of rugby, though. Some really cool results. Big South African performance, which is a good thing. And now, Australia do win the line out. Here comes the maul. That's once is the call. They're going to have to use it now. Good maul defense, this from Ireland. And it's a penalty. Well, there it is. I think that should be it. A minute left and Ireland have got a penalty. It's come from the touch judge, I think, is the side. Bernard Foley can't believe it. Nick White's having a word, as Nick White would. Offside is the call. And Ross Byrne is going to kick this further upfield. Rob Henry's going to have to make sure he hits his man, but I reckon 1 or 2 phases, and bang, Ireland will hang on. Not the best kick from Ross Byrne. He was being very safe about that. Yeah, I think they've actually missed the incident in that replay there. Right, Rob Herring. Just needs to hit his man. But Australia have turned it over. Oh my goodness, late drama. Bernard Foley's come away with it. Will Skelton. Now all they had to do was win the line out. All they had to do was win the line out. Australia now on the attack. And a penalty here. Big defense now needed for Ireland. Can't afford to make a mistake. But the ball's gone forward. It's been turned over. And Craig Casey, well, Ireland have gone 3 from 3. They will still be the #1 side in the world. Look what it means to them. A huge performance. Quite a few injuries. A couple of young players yet to come in. And look, it was the best game of rugby out there. Heartbreak for Australia, who have now gone down to Italy and down to Ireland. They've got another match next weekend, so another chance of redemption. But yeah, final score 13 points to 10. A very interesting game. With not much happening for a large portion of it, and then just all heated up really in the final 14 minutes. People, it's been a very long day. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for getting us past 22,000 subscribers. We look forward to getting to the next milestone and the next one and the next one. So thank you very much for all the company. Thank you very much for the chat and for making sure I'm not watching any of this rugby by my lonesome. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe on the way out. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. For some footy, actually. The FIFA World Cup starts tomorrow, and would really appreciate any support on that stream. So we'll be live tomorrow for that, and then we'll be live back with the rugby chat throughout the week. Yeah, keep well, keep safe, and I'll chat to you guys.